Hey everyone, my name is Kaby, this is Kaby Legends, and today we're gonna watch the games I played just recently on the Idle map. One game I played as light and the other as dark, and the theme of this video is how to actually block the enemy rushing you if you are not aware. So I'm starting off with the very economic oriented build, because I had in mind that I'm probably gonna play the helicopters. I wasn't exactly sure what I wanna play, but I had in mind the human helicopter tech, and this is why I thought I'd probably need quite a bit of wood. And also on this map the forest line is quite far from the main building, so if you really want to have the high wood income, you want to make sure that you start with the early sawmill. You don't really need to build it before the farm and the barracks. You can as well put the sawmill in after taking up to the second tier, but in this game I decided to go the sawmill first, so then farm and only then rocks on the 18th limit, which actually means that I'm quite far behind the earliest timing of the barracks. And also Ideal is obviously the short map, and for this reason you probably will meet the rush lovers and the rushers quite soon on this map. So actually I can suggest you to beware of rushing on this map. So anyway, I'm starting my second tier, my first swordsman is on the way, and you can notice also how I started building the 11th worker, but I didn't wait for it to be ready. Rather than that, I just started the second tier straight away, so that I've already had like 40% of the worker ready, so when the main building will be upgraded to the second tier, the worker will come sooner. So I keep building the swordsman, and now I see quite a bit approaching my place. Of course I immediately understand and realize that this is the rush. I'm not sure how many racks are there. I thought of 2, but we can as well see that the enemy starts the tower, and that means that they have the dwarven forge, and probably there is only 1 rocks then. So what I need to do is I need to currently not let the opponent to finish the tower, so I take all of my workers and just focus down the tower. You can't ever finish it if the opponent is focusing it with everything they have. So the tower is blocked now currently, and the opponent's economy is apparently quite low, so they can't start the tower straight away. So currently it's just random swordsmen harassing me, killing a bit of my workers, blocking my mining more or less, and now the opponent starts the tower again. I only have a couple of swordsmen, the third one just approached but the second died, so I again have only 2, but my helicopter is about to come, and here it comes. So now I have the air unit, while my enemy doesn't have the anti-air, obviously, and nowhere close to ever getting anti-air. But the worst part is that I'm actually not gonna kill the tower anytime soon. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to escape with my workers, and I was only able to save 1 worker who was cutting trees, so I took him and sent him to the bottom part of the map. He's cutting the trees there now, and then my helicopter destroyed a tower. I also have the second one ready, and I think I have the third one on the way, and I'm gonna restart my mining. Okay, I can't start the other helicopter now, and of course I also need to make sure that my worker will survive I'm moving him between the buildings where the warsmith can't actually move. And okay, I'm not getting another hit. 175 gold now. Not enough steel for the helicopter, but I'm gonna order the helicopter rather than another worker now, because having more helicopter is crucial for me to finally block the attack. So we must count it that the enemy actually spent a lot of resources and keep spending them rebuilding those units. I'm not sure how rich he is at the moment. I can't know if he sent out his workers to collect the chests or not. Probably it would be a good idea to actually send the workers to collect them, but if we consider the timings and how early the first units come, probably we can realize that the enemy is likely to build 12 racks or something like this, so they must be having a very little amount of workers. So what I'm trying to do is actually kill the new hiring units. It doesn't take a long time anymore, as I already have quite a bit of helicopters in the air, and I will finally kill the barracks, but yet another swordsman approach, but at the same time there is the mid chest coming, so I send one helicopter there and I see that there is no enemy, so I take my only worker to try to collect these chests, because why not? One worker isn't really bringing a lot of gold, of course, so I just sending him and trying to see what does the enemy even have in the base, and they don't have a lot. So he actually taps out, and this worker goes, this victory goes to my name. And the idea I used to actually block this attack was to build the air building straight away as I can. So I build the factory as quick as I can. And it allowed me to get helicopters and eventually be able to survive. So there's another game on the same map. This time I'm playing dark and my opponent plays dark too. And let's see what rush this guy is gonna try against me. Of course, at the start of the game I wasn't aware of any rush, but I just played the previous one, so I actually play them one after one, so I was curious how come that I even received the idle map twice in a row, but I was anyway about to play the same build order again, the economic oriented, because I love actually playing the alchemist build, even though many don't consider it the strong one, but I like it, and in the beginning it requires quite a bit of wood, so I'm gonna start with a sawmill straight away again. And now I'm adding more workers. It is 18 supply now. I'm gonna build a farm, a little bit messed up with the filters in the building panel, but anyway, it seems like I'm gonna be nearly there on time, and after the farm you wanna build a barracks. You don't really wanna wait until the 20 supply to build a barracks. You rather wanna start it on the 18th supply, at least on this economy. Maybe when we level up our accounts even higher, the timings will be different, but right now it is what it is. So again, I'm starting the 11th worker right after the 10th one, but then as I'm ready, I press that upgrade button. Now the worker is almost done, but I'm still not gonna wait for it. So we just start upgrading, and then I will get my 4th worker. I was also quite lucky to apply my whip scroll on all the 4 workers on the golden mine, which is not the easiest task to do, but you can also always swap the workers, because you want to have the 4 quick workers mining your gold, because you need to maximize the gold income. So right now we see the goon, but it seems that there is only one for now, which is a bit weird, because you can remember that the enemy attacked me with, I think, 5 swordsmen last time around, but now the timing is significantly earlier, of course, because in the previous game I was already in the middle of the map with my first swordsman. And okay, now we see 2 more goons, so it seems like probably the enemy went for the second rocks in the beginning, so they sacrificed a bit of the hiring time with the first rocks to get the second rocks earlier. So anyway, what I'm doing is, once again, I'm adding the air building, so I'm adding the workshop, and I'm also quite high on resources, so I'm also adding the goblin lab, and I'm even about to add the altar of heroes. So I keep going with my initial plan of going alchemist, but even before that I'm starting my first aeronaut and make sure I keep building the goons and also repairing the barracks. My enemy tries to focus fire the barracks, the barracks down. The barracks is not going down because it is being repaired, and the repair is quite strong still. And okay, I'm trying to retreat with the exposed goon because I have the healing aura in the goblin lab, so why not use it? And my first aeronaut is out, and it seems that I kind of blocked the rush more or less. And actually you don't really want to try to focus down the racks, because unless enemy makes the big mistake, you cannot kill the barracks. So when rushing, if your enemy at least is not clueless, you must mostly try to focus down the workers, to not let them mine the resources in the comfortable way. You can try to focus down a farm, but you will hardly be able to get a barracks if you are Russian. But it is not a guide for Russian, right? It is a guide for blocking. So anyway, we can see my enemy also adding the workshop. So this is now an interesting way of rushing. So we are nearly doing the same stuff, apart from the fact that I am also going the racial building. So I have the goblin lab, and I'm about to get an alchemist any moment now. Alright, we can see the skeleton archer. So it seems that they also have the racial building, but while I have the goblin lab, my enemy has the under obelisk. I wasn't controlling cautiously enough, so my slow aeronaut wasn't able to retreat. So it was a poor play out of me. I had an advantage in the skies, but now I am rather behind. And I'm also trying to repair my aeronaut, because why not? And of course, since the enemy has a bit of skeleton archers and keep getting more, what I need is the goons. I was also thinking of what else I probably need to get, and I ended up deciding that I don't really need the what was it called? The Dark Gate, alright, because I don't really need necromancers, because the enemy play skeleton archers, so I won't have enough units to to make the skeletons from. Now that I'm saying it, I'm not sure why wouldn't I use a necromancer just as the magic damage units. But during the game I came to a conclusion that I probably just need even more goons, so I decided to go for the second barracks instead. And now I can see even the Tower of the Dark Magic, so I just want to use an Alchemist active to deal damage to the skeleton archers. And then I'm trying to go the round way and see if I can actually still fight for the middle chest. Because I was able to get a middle chest from the beginning, but I saw that there were too much of the enemy. So it seems that they acquired the chest with this single unit. So then I suddenly decided to go not really for the base trade, but I already had it in mind, and I started the first tower, and now I added the second tower, and my enemy wasn't too slow with the decision making too, so they come to see if they can take me down quickly, because it seems that they had an idea that I may be going this way from the middle part. And alright, I decided to apply for this, because my idea here... Okay, I have one goon looting the chests too. Because my idea was that the enemy, obviously they can't have anything in the base, because they have everything in the proxy position, right? So they don't have a lot in the base, so I'm gonna destroy the base very quickly. And that means that I can build my own base on this place. So I'm keep using my Alchemist active to heal my units. I think many players really misplay the Alchemist, because they think that the Alchemist active is the nuke, so they kinda try to save this nuke. But I think that rather than that, you must use it on a cooldown just to make sure you heal your units. And I'm gonna destroy this and build my base here, because my own base will take quite a bit of time to destroy, and I built a lot of things there, so probably my enemy can't, even if they have money and workers. I think they must be having workers, because someone built all those buildings, right? They will still need a bit of time to clear the things up, and you can see how there's no place to even build a citadel. And I'm building the towers, and I'm also building the citadel. Alright, it seems that some far worker was assigned to build a tower, so the other worker kept standing in that part of the map because it was assigned for the main buildings. I manually choose the other one to build the main buildings, but I don't really need to hurry with the tower, so I let this worker to finish the job, because I can see my enemy's army in my old base position. Actually, what I could have done earlier is probably to build a farm. Oh, I'm actually still on the 2 farms, alright. Okay, then it's not a mistake, because I only have the first tier citadel, and now I'm deeply supply capped. I urgently need to build the farms and need to build all the stuff, but currently I just approach because the mana tower, because I wanna, the mana well, because I wanna have more mana to work with. I don't really have the mana tower to use the expensive scrolls, but I can at least use iron acceleration, for example. I'm not sure why I used the bottle this way, probably it was a misclick. But anyway, we heal the alchemist itself. I also get another chest, and of course I'm trying to get back in position, and it seems that the enemy came already, and now there is a complicated decision. I should either fight right there or move to my defensive position to the towers, but then I will move and will have to pass the enemy army, and as you see I decided to pass the enemy army, and for that I can now use the support of my defensive structures. So yep, I decided to go for that. I still can't rehire any units because I'm still supply capped, but at least I have the orc tower, so I'm not afraid of any aeronauts, even though enemy has more than me, and I'm still trying to drag my units to the alchemist puddle to get as many healing as I can. And the enemy with his skeletons obviously can't do many to my towers, because the towers are quite durable, and they see if there's an angle to actually strike. Well, up to some point I think that they could have found a spot to probably block my gold mine, but I'm not even limited that much to the gold mine, because I'm quite high on resources. What I don't have is a supply to work with. This is why I'm trying to get a second tier as quickly as I can. Yet another skeleton warrior is being revived, but the enemy is not quick enough to migrate back, so the skeleton receives hits from the napalm tower. And finally there is a farm. I also decided to go for the orc totem and the second rocks. Idea for that was that I probably wanna play the Varg Riders now, because the enemy has mostly the skeleton archers, so the Varg Riders will be the good option against that. And I'm also adding the workshop again, because I need something against air, so probably 2 rocks Varg Riders with the aeronauts would be a good option. I also pack everything beyond my defensive structures. I don't really need the path out from the workshop, because I'm only gonna build the air units, and even if not, the drills would be able to go under the buildings, right? But this game is probably not gonna take as long as to build the drills in it, and at least it took as long as to wait for the summoning stone, so I'm obviously not gonna tank the summoning stone for free. So rather than that, I'm gonna fight for this one, and it seems that the enemy spent too many under my towers, so once again the enemy is not for the rusher, but for the guy who was trying to hold it and did it successfully. So if we summarize it a bit, what you need to do when you see the rush is, the first, of course, don't panic, and make sure you keep building your basic units. Use your workers if you need, at least to focus down the tower if there is a tower, or the second rocks if there is a Rex, and then try to get air units. And just be patient, and if you don't do the serious mistake, you can block pretty much any rush. So that's it for today. Let me know in the comments if this was any useful, and I'm wrapping it now, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.